Assalamualaikum and a very good day to all of you. I am Muhammad Faizzuddin bin Muhammad Aksan, a 17 years old student from Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Air Tawar. I am from a family of 5 and the youngest sibling out of all 3. My hobbies are reading ebooks of various genres and listening to podcasts while doing my homework or eating my food. I've been involved in some curricular activities at district level such as Scrabble competition and medic for sepak takraw tournament. I am also a prefect and vice president for our prefect organization structure. I have always been enthusiastic about non-fiction books as I have a more realistic view of life. Even though it sounds like a blunt spectrum of imagination, it definitely helps me to create a better awareness of my surroundings. The book that I am discussing today has exactly that. But before I start, I'd like to quote one of the dialogue in the 156 pages book, which is, "Not everyone in this world is friendly." The book is named "What Would You Do?" Written by Eddie C., published by Pinko Creative Sendirian Berhad. Eddie C. takes an interesting approach to address school bullying issues, which is the main point of the book, so that everyone of all ages are able to enjoy it while also learning the lessons. And that is by writing stories depicting actual and common occurrence about bullying in schools and then provides tidbits of information about them. There's even hotlines and organizations' contact number for people in need of emotional help. There are 4 main stories about bullying, each told perfectly about different kinds of bullying at school. One of my favorite story is "Don't Discriminate Against Classmates." A girl named Belle is often teased and harassed because of her appearance. No one wants to be befriend her, and so she is all alone by herself. This goes on for a pretty long time, until one day when her classmate Coco finally speaks up about it and take on Belle's side, followed by the others right after. It takes courage to do so when nobody wants to offer any kind of help at all. Only then, the bullying seriously stopped. The bullies have been taken actions and Belle has since lived a normal life. Other stories in the book that I love reading too also include "It's Not My Fault," which is about a student called Kim, whose father is a drug addict and that makes her ignored by almost everyone. "Don't Keep Quiet Anymore," about Bob, who is bullied to the point he got himself injured after verbally abused by bullies. And lastly, "Don't Bully the Weak," about a boy named Sam that even got physically bullied, and since his mom doesn't really care for him, she is more prone to getting bullied and also self-harm. These stories to me are not only crucial to be exposed to more people, but it is also full of lessons about empathy and cooperation from outsider's view that can be implemented on a bigger scale. So, in conclusion, school bullying is a serious matter that shouldn't be taken lightly, and this book will teach everything there is about it and what is the proper response to deal with bullying. I highly recommend this book to everyone. 10 out of 10. On to the next part of the video, which is the questionnaire. I choose question 4. In the modern world, it is undeniable that parents are getting concerned about their children's mental well-being. They know children need more play and free time to develop a joyful and curious mind. But since children now tend to just sit around and are glued to their gadget screen, all of that are not realized. Kids are overstimulated, time pressed, and constantly under pressure to perform academically and beyond school. This decreases the ability to develop creative mind and creative thinking skills that are vital for their abilities, personalities, and emotions cultivation. When children have time to play and explore their curiosity, they will develop an inventive mind. But because a lot of time is spent on busy schedules as well as media devices, it stifles the chances for any development at all. The question we are asking right now is, how do we get kids to want screen-free time that is beneficial to them? This may sound a bit impractical, but today's children and even many adults alike need some guide at hand. Boredom and downtime were always a part of parents' daily life, but that is not necessarily the case. Nowadays, boredom and downtime are almost synonymous with "I'm a bad parent if I'm not doing enough to get my kids ahead." Sadly, children have more planned activities and passive entertainment at their disposal than ever before. They used to have more free time to dream, shine, and focus on what they really love. But in a world where parents fear of their children falling behind, the idea of making time for nothing is hard to accept. It has been said countless times on excelling sports or science or even gaining likes on social media. If the children are not doing any of that, they are considered left behind. Still, the price of not falling behind is losing their precious childhood. So, let's not do that. At first, it can be quite difficult to ask children to use their imagination, mainly because they are still developing skills and muscle memory to make it seem effortless. So, how do we train imagination? Well, it is preferable to navigate their schedules throughout the week to see how their time is spent. Participating in sports, talent classes, and club activities do have its benefits, but is it worth the endless lessons? Instead, parents should make sure their children have the time and tools to play around and learn on discovering their own personalities and dreams. Second, parents need to provide inspiration for them. Filling a blank canvas from nothing can make children feel frustrated and moody. One way to help them is by providing a framework for their creative pursuits. For example, hold a water rocket contest where children have to make functional water rockets by using limited materials. This will hone their creative thinking skills immensely. Other than that, set up a preferable resting days in advance. And don't forget to be in those moments as well, as children need free time and help to really focus on their own activities. At the end of the day, we can't go back to the days before smartphones, and technology will be around for a long time. But wouldn't it be great that instead of children sitting quietly and mindlessly scrolling their tablets, not interacting with each other, we will be seeing them making new games, friends, negotiating rules, and just having plenty of fun playtime? Well, ball is in everyone's court. Thank you for listening.